Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors a pit, clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindling the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive. Are you?
Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and hope everybody's having a happy Wednesday, enjoying yourself today. I know that I am. I'm feeling better. I'm just glad that I am healthy and feeling good. That's all I know. It was really brutal this past couple weeks. This last month, actually, it was really sick of a mother passing that kidney stone, so I'm probably about 85 to 90%. So feeling pretty good about what's going on and how I'm feeling and all that. So hope everybody else is doing the same. Now, like I had said to you guys before, what we're basically doing now is that we are on our YouTube, and if you want to come and you want to engage with us, ask us any questions or whatever, you can go to YouTube and search the Unpopular Hour, Matt Clark, and click notifications and do that. If you like notifications, and so if you do that and follow us, we appreciate that. If you do that, then you can actually ask questions, and I'll be able to see it because that is on my screen, and I'll be able to watch and be able to answer any questions. And we had a young man the other night ask us a question the other day. So yesterday I was not on simply because I was at the doctor. Yesterday, letting them probe me and do all the things that doctors do to see what the hell was wrong with you. And now we've decided that I am okay. So I'm excited about that and making all that happen. So hopefully everybody is having a good day. Then, of course, last night the Thunder played. And then, of course, we do our show after the storm, which is our OKC post-game live stream. And we're on YouTube last night as well. So you can go to YouTube and do that. Or you can go to mcsportsnetwork.com and you can click on any of our shows that we've done in the past so that you can catch up on any of that. So those are the ways to look. But if you want to ask questions and things like that, just go ahead and go to YouTube, search the Unpopular Hour, Matt Clark, like, subscribe, hit notifications, and we will go ahead and you can ask the questions and I can answer them right there on camera. Now, last night, the Thunder, I believe they gave away one last night to the Jazz. Once again, the same issues that we always have in this coach playing multiple players. I don't understand what he's doing. Other than, they're not ready to win, just like the Athletics said. And it's kind of frustrating because we have a good team and we're still tied for first with the Nuggets. It's actually a four-way tie. It's the Nuggets, us, the Clippers, and the Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves lost last night too, and we'll talk about that. But the Thunder lost last night, 124-117. Of course, the Jazz have won 3 in a row, so they're rolling right now. They came back and outscored the Bucks 27 points, which I think gave them tons of momentum leading into our game, and then with our coach doing what he's doing. And, of course, we got J-Dub back, and we had been 5-1 without him, 3-0 in this last run without him, or 2-0 with this last run without him. So anyway, he came back, and once again, the coach is back to playing him the same amount of minutes as SGA, which is just ludicrous. It's just this team, these guys, this coaching staff it's just hilarious to me. You either have no idea what the hell talent is, or you're just whatever following instructions or something. I don't get it. J-Dub is not SGA. He's just not. And the reason why I can say that is, there's been 3 people in the history of the NBA to average 30, shoot 50%, have 2 steals. That's Michael Jordan, SGA, and Steph. Michael did it 5 times. And SGA is going to be the only person in NBA history other than Michael Jordan to do it more than once. But yet you think that J-Dub is as good as him. I don't I don't agree with it. And I've said this multiple times that it's really simple to me. You take our coach is Buck Showalter. He's a great developer of talent, 100%. You can't argue it, you can't deny it, you can't do anything. He is a great developer of talent. That is just not even up for discussion in any way, shape, or form, simply because of what he has done with this team. On the other side of that, he is not the coach to make the us go to the next level. He's just not. Like Buck Showalter, people don't remember, he coached the Yankees, and then Joe Terry took over, and they won 4 out of 5 years. Won the title. So that's what you got to do. The Jazz last night were 14 for 37 from three. The Thunder were 19 for 37. 14 for 35. They shot 51%. We shot 47. 48 rebounds to our 32. So we got our rebounded by 16. And then pips, points in the paint. We were out pipped, which is crazy. 24 points, 17 turnovers to 11. And basically what teams are doing now is and the thing with Utah is they're long and tall. When they have Kessler in there, it's just they're long, and there's just not a lot. Him and Marketing, when they have those two in there, it's just tough to deal with. And the Thunder, they're relying on three. We shot 63 threes the other night simply because Toronto has decided not to let us drive, and that's what teams are going to start to do. They're going to pack the lane. They're going to make other people play. They're not going to give SGA a chance to go to the free throw line. If he doesn't go to the free throw line, I think he's averaged, 7 free throws in average per the last 2 games. He's got to go to the line 12 to 13 times. And they're not giving him calls. Clearly not. It's just he got fouled a couple times last night. It's just pathetic. 17 turnovers to our 11. And then, of course, they outscored us by 23 in the bench. And this is our team stats, okay? We're ranked 3rd in scoring and 13th in opponents. So that's not bad, okay? I think we need to be around 10-ish, giving that up. Field goal percentage, we're ranked 2nd. Three-point percentage, 38.3, we're 3rd, okay? So you can see that we're doing okay. Field goal percentage, we're playing really well. I mean, 51%, that's a lot to give up. We normally play better perimeter defense than that, but, I mean, it's just one of those things that happen. So you got to kind of, I don't know if you need to take that by, I don't know how you want to look at that, but, we just had one of those games. In Utah, they always play us tough for whatever reason, but now the series is at 2-1. And you can see where assists, we're 10th. Opponents giving up, we're 19th, which we got to improve on that. Points in the paint, we're 5th. And then we're tied for 5th, same. So we're 5-5 as far as giving up points and as far as scoring points in the paint. Turnovers, 1.6. And here, assist to turnover. We're ranked 4th, and then 2nd on the other side of that. Turnovers, we're number one in turning the opposing team over. Now, they had 17 turnovers. We had 11, so we're under what we normally do, and then we're over what we normally give up, and we still got beat. And here's the big thing that's killing us. Here's the one stat that I've talked about over and over and over. Offensive rebounds, we're 29th in getting offensive rebounds, and we're 29th in giving up our offensive rebounds. 12 offensive rebounds a game, almost 13 a game. You can't win if you don't do that. Now, Sam Presti we had 3 issues, and I've talked about this. We had 3 issues all year. The first issue we had to deal is get us some shooters. And we got the best shooting coach in the NBA, so we addressed that. The second thing we had to do is increase and improve our perimeter defense. We've done that with the lineup we have with K. Rich, Dort, adding Kaysen, and then, of course, Wiggins. So that we've improved that along with SGA, because here's the group that rolls. You have SGA, Kaysen, and Isaiah Joe is hurt right now. So when we get him back, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, and J. Will. That's the group that rolls, and then for about 3 minutes, and then you bring Chet back in there, and then he does his thing with that group. Now you've got the coach playing that group with J-Dub. And, no matter what they do, and I see, and, like I've said this before, I see what he's doing. I see what they're doing. I can't, necessarily condone it. I can't go against it, but they are doing what they're doing, and it is what it is, and I'm not the coach, so they can do whatever they want. But here's my issue. The Thunder don't promote the MVP. Sixers promote Embiid. The Nuggets support and promote Jokic. The Thunder promote J Dub. Like last night, I was watching a show. They had a 5-minute deal on J Dub. Why the hell? I don't give a shit about J Dub. He is a good player, but he ain't our best player. And why are we doing a segment on him for what? Here's a guy who's doing historic things, and you don't even highlight it. I have to highlight it. The rest of the NBA outside of Oklahoma City has to highlight it. The Thunder don't highlight what we're highlighting. Why is that? What is the underlying reason why the Thunder don't promote SGA? There's something there, okay? Now, here's the issue. Next year, you have to sign J-Dub, J-Will, and Chet, all to new contracts, okay? Because this will be their third year. SGA's third year. The next year, after SGA's fourth year, you have to re-sign him or you have to trade him to get more picks. Now, here comes the rub. If he's the MVP this year, then the Thunder are in trouble. Because I believe that the Thunder want to trade him because Sam Presti's in love with picks. And we're rebuilding, we're young. At some point, you have to take what you've developed, which our coach has. He's developed these young guys. Now they're at the point where they're ready to go. He didn't develop SGA because SGA is already there. Okay? Now, I'm a person that I pay attention to body language. I don't watch what most people watch. I pay attention to body language. I pay attention to how they act. That's what I do because I've gone through what SGA is going through. So when you're sitting there looking at it, you're just like, what the hell's happening? And all I'm telling y'all right now is that if you think that the Thunder are getting away with something, they're not to me because I see what you're doing, guys. I understand exactly what's happening and I see it. I see that you're trying to turn J-Dub into SGA. He's not. He is a great number 2A or 2B. Chet is 2A or 2B. He's not a 1. And no matter what you say, you go, oh, you watch him in practice every day. I'm watching too. He doesn't have that ball handling skills. He's too long. He's not fluid enough. He's just athletic. Is he more athletic than SGA? I believe so. Is he more of a physical presence than SGA? I believe so. But is he the skilled player that SGA is? No, he is not. He's not even close. SGA has only gotten better and better and better and improved what he's done since he got here. Because if you go back and watch, Doc Rivers did not want to get rid of SGA. He didn't want to get rid of SGA. He wanted to keep SGA. And so when you think about it and you think about what's going on with that, it's frustrating because he wanted Kawhi to come over and say, hey, look, just play 1 year with this group. We got a good group of young guys. But Sam Presti, being the genius that he is, he went ahead and snatched SGA apart along with said, okay, if we're going to give you Paul George, we got to get something back. We want to be young. I want SGA. I want your best player. You got this young. Just kind of like when we were going to trade for marketing. They wanted Kaysen. We're not giving up Kaysen. No way. I mean, why the hell would we give up Kaysen? I don't think so. For a guy in 2 years, we got to re-sign him? Yeah, no. That's a rental. So I can see where we're joined by our guy, Nathan Taylor of YNB. What's up, homie?
Hey, man. What's going on? How are you?
Good. You feeling better?
Yes, man. I got some rest, and I tell you what, I was dead last night, dude.
Yeah.
I was just dead.
I understand.
So, but yeah.
You know I understand.
Yeah, how'd the show go last night?
I went good. Just talked about what basically I was a little bit more heated than I am now. I'm calm. But I was I was a little heated last
Dude,
night.
Other than the couple shots I took at you via text last night.
That's why you notice I ignored them.
Me and you were. Well, I know that's okay. I still have to do it because I'm me.
Shocking.
So,
and you work at YNB under the person
no,
who tortures me on a regular basis. Your boss, the commander, Randy Wright. So yeah.
Did you like the suggestion I made last night though? Like, I think Jang would be a perfect more minutes with Lindy Waters. That'd be a great 1-2 punch, right?
I cracked up.
What I forgot to put on that text was for the blue.
Yeah, for the blue. I figured you were talking about for the blue.
For the blue.
Well, the problem is with that is, if they're so great, how the hell is Keontae Johnson the only one that's going to the Blue All-Star game?
Well, I think they're all y'all. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. I can't answer that.
I can't either. But like I said, I think that Keontae eventually is the Dort answer. Maybe next year or the year after, I think he's our answer to get rid of Lou Dort. because
Yeah,
he
agreed.
can actually score consistently.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I don't know, man. You have to give Jang one thing last night. He actually had a decent game last night. In the first half, anyway. I mean, at least he made a shot. I mean,
Okay.
that's 1,000 times better than what he's been doing. No, I know what you're going to say, and I totally agree. But at least he had some effect on the game this time.
No.
Instead of zero effect on the game.
My point with him is he doesn't fit with those guys in their rotation. They're not used to. They don't know what he's going to do. When you're playing him instead of K. Rich, you're playing him instead of Wiggins. You're playing him instead of J. Wood. You see what I'm saying? You're getting them out of their normal rhythm of how they play. So
yes,
when the game is tight, go ahead.
I've heard this argument, and I don't know this explanation, and I don't know if it may be.
You talking from the
There's probably
Thunder?
no validity to it.
You talking from the Thunder?
No, it wasn't from the Thunder. I forget who said it, but it was basically somewhere along the lines of, we're doing this in the regular season, so in the playoffs, if we need to play somebody else due to injury, they'll be used to it or something.
He
Something
can't
along those
play
lines.
no matter what. It don't matter when you put him in the game. That's
I
BS.
don't disagree with you, Matt.
That's BS, bro. Okay, Nathan, I'm gonna say this. Then why does why aren't the Nuggets doing that? Why aren't the Clippers doing that? Why aren't the Timberwolves doing that? Why aren't the Celtics doing that? Why aren't the Bucks doing that? Why aren't any other teams who are competing doing that?
Because here's kind of, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm trying to read too much into this. But to me, historically, and tell me if I'm wrong here. Let me finish before you tell me I'm wrong. Historically, am I wrong when I say I think Presti tries to get too smart sometimes? Like, he thinks he's smarter than everybody else sometimes, and he tries to do things that just don't work.
Well, I think he coming from the San Antonio Popovich clan or system. I think he has a certain way that they did things, and he follows a lot with them. Like they would get European players, they got Ginobili. You see what I'm saying? They want to do that. They want to reach out and grab some European guys, and the league is turning, more and more European, which is why I said that I want next year's All-Star game to be the international versus the U.S.
Yeah,
because
that'd be fun.
That right there, you have SGA, Luka, Giannis, Wemby, and Joker as your starting five. On the other side, don't
forget about Embiid, man.
Well,
Embiid from Cameroon?
Embiid's in the U.S. He's already declared to play for the U.S. That's why.
Okay, all right.
The U.S. No, the U.S. is Steph, Ant-Man, LeBron, Embiid, AD, whoever the hell you want to, whomever. You got Jason Tatum. You got the deal with the USA is that after that, your next five is ridiculous. Donovan Mitchell, Maxey,
Tyrese Halliburton, Mitchell, Maxey.
I mean, it's ugly. The Europeans kind of slack, but that 5-on-5 is nice. So that's why I'm saying with Sam Presti, Sam Presti's made some brilliant moves. One, he took SGA when the Clippers didn't want to give him up. Okay, that was a brilliant move. Seeing what SGA was.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, but he is big on his picks and making sure, look at what we've done. Look at who we've drafted. And I believe that J-Dub is a great number 2A or 2B. Chet is a great 2A, 2B, depending on the situation. Like last night in the game, I don't know, it was towards the end. And we talked about the divide. Remember we were talking about the divide on who's taking whose camp? Remember that? And I think you said that said that Dort had picked J-Dub and Chet had picked SGA. Well, they did. It was right. It was a minute something to go. And they were coming out of a timeout. And Chet and SGA were talking back and forth. Then you had J-Dub talking to Dort.
I saw that.
And I laughed because I go, thank you, Bally's, because we have been talking about that for a while. Thank you. That proved my point right there. They weren't all talking together as a group leaving the huddle. Those two were over here. Those two were over there. Maybe
they were strategically talking.
No. And then what happened? J-Dub came out and shot a three and shot a brick. SGA did not shoot until what? The last 45 seconds of the game?
Last minute? Yeah, 45. Yeah, and I think I sent that out too.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
did.
why isn't this? Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't like
Chet
that.
took a three. J-Dub took a three. They're all there. Look, that's what I'm saying about the coach. Put the ball in your best player's hands and let him make the decision. I'm going to try to score first. If I can't score, then I'm going to put us in a situation to where I'm going to force the defense to do something. Then I'm going to make the correct play. Then also at the end of the game, remember I was telling you about Josh. They put Wiggins in there to throw the ball in, and what happened? Turnover. You have to have him in the game. You have Josh, whether people like him or not, you have to have him in the game. And the other option is you got to put SGA as the person that takes the ball out of bounds. Well, you're using SGA as a decoy because that's what you do every game. At the end of the game, you use SGA as a decoy every single time. He gets the ball. He's the third option or fourth option. That's who he is. You use him as a decoy. Everybody else, every other successful team, puts the ball in their best player's hands and let the best player make the decision. The Thunder put the ball in anybody's hands but his. And that's what they do. And that's what he does. And I believe, like I said last night after the storm, they don't want SGA to win MVP. It doesn't fit their narrative he does. Because I believe they want to give J-Dub and Chet max contracts as they can possibly give them. The following year, like you had talked about, they have to give SGA the Supermax. Well, you're gonna have to be young at that point because you're gonna be giving away so much money to three people. You're gonna have to be young. You got to be. Okay, and that means what are you gonna do? Well, Kayson's contract coming in the year after that. What are you gonna do with you got to pay J Will next year? What are you gonna do with all these other guys? You're gonna have to continually bring guys in and bring them up in order to make things happen. That's if you keep all three. Now, if you don't, then you could build off of those two, J-Dub and Chet, which is what they want. Trade SGA to get more picks. And their narrative will be he didn't want to play with these young guys. Well, hell, he's young. They're all 2 years apart. You know, it's just like when, I don't know if you remember this. I don't even know if I was doing the show with you. They did a deal, the best under 25. Not 25 and under.
Yes.
But the best duo is 25, okay? And SGA is 25. But they said under 25. And they even put little quotation marks, SGA is 25. So that's why they said under 25. How the hell do you not put him and Chet as the best under 25 duo? One of the top 10. And
Let me ask you something.
And I may want to put J-Dub and SGA as one of the top duos.
That's where I was going. Yeah. That's where I was going.
Yeah. I mean, to me, you have a good nucleus of three players. But your problem is you want J-Dub to be number one. He's not a number one. He doesn't have the ball handling skills, and I can promise you that he doesn't have the skill set to do what SGA does. All SGA has done, his skill set, he's gotten better at his skill set. J-Dub has never had to handle the ball. He can't do what SGA does. He just can't.
I want to interject this, and you might. Let me phrase that. I know you're going to disagree with this. I'm not saying eventually he'll be as good as SGA.
He's not going to be anywhere close, bro.
But just wait. I think he can be close.
No.
Because you got to remember, this is only his second year. And SGA in his second year, I remember what he looked like. He looked good.
He looked better. He looked better than what J-Dub does. With Chris Paul and Paul George, they were rolling. Go back and look at film before you talk. Go back and look at it. Remember, we almost beat Houston in the bubble. Go back and look. Go back and look.
But that's because we had Chris Paul, Gallinari, Steven Adams. I mean, Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you had a coach that was putting them in the correct position. We had a hierarchy. Okay? You had a hierarchy.
Was that Donovan's last year?
Donovan's last year. Yeah, second to last, whatever. But anyway, you had a hierarchy to the team. Okay? You had Chris Paul was the boss, and then we ran everything through Chris Paul. Right? And then
Right.
Chris Paul made the decisions on what to do. But SGA was ridiculous because when you saw him, you're like, oh, this guy can go. He is ridiculous. And all he's done is getting better and better and better. And I see J-Dub as a 2 or a 2A, 2B. I don't see him as a 1. He doesn't have the ability to do what he does because he doesn't have the handles. Because if you're a 1, what they're going to do is they're going to attack you. And he's not Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is a physical freak. The Ant-Man is ridiculous.
Did SGA have those handles in his second year?
Yes.
I just don't remember.
Yeah, I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying, because when I saw him, when we got him, I'm like, oh, man, I was excited. I was like, how did Sam Presti pull that off? We got SGA? Are you serious? And the Clippers is like us wanting to get rid of Kaysen. We ain't trying to get rid of Kaysen. Right?
Mm-mm.
We ain't trying to get rid of Kaysen.
Right.
We ain't trying to get rid of him. So that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with SGA that you had back then. Okay, with K, we're not, when I saw him play, I'm like, oh my God. And then you could just see what's happening. And what did we do? The very next year we got Josh, right?
Right.
And by the end of that year, which was 2 years ago, I'm telling Mark, when I first started doing my show, I'm telling Mark, I'm like, those guys right there, because Josh finally got it towards the end of the year. And I told Mark Long of SRB and the commander both, we talked about it. I was like, dude, those two right there are a squad. Oh my God. That's why I wanted who I wanted last year in the draft. Because I'm like, you got these two, we can go. And Wiggins was there. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, we got Wiggins. I'm like, dude, we can go. Okay? And then Chet I didn't want Chet, but I don't mind having Chet now. Okay? And I admitted that I
think Chet's
I like Chet. I like
above
Chet.
and beyond what I thought he was.
Yes, 100%. So now we got Chet, and I'm okay with that. Then J-Dub was a complete surprise, but still J-Dub might make an all-star team. But the problem with making an all-star team is you have to be able to win games the way we're winning currently. If SGA is not here, you're not going to win. You're going to be 6, 7, or 8, or 9. You're not going to be in the top 5 with J-Dub as your guy.
Hey, speaking of that, did you see the replacements today or yesterday? That they announced for Embiid and whoever else got hurt. I don't remember who it was. Oh my God, dude. Okay, so Trae Young, I'm okay.
Oh yeah, I saw with Trae Young, and I don't know who. So I didn't see who the other one was.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes has been balling, man.
I know, but
he was the rookie of the year.
I don't know.
He was the rookie of the year 2 years ago over J-Dub or over who was it?
Josh and Jalen and Cade.
Yeah, I like Scotty Barnes a lot, bro. I like
he's
Scotty
good,
Barnes.
man. I don't know if he's there yet.
I don't. I like him a lot. I didn't have a problem. I mean, I would have put somebody else in there, but I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, I can think of some other people I put in there, but I mean,
me too.
I'm guilty of not watching a whole lot of Scotty Barnes too. So I mean,
he killed us. Well, actually, he didn't play that good against us.
He didn't play that great against us.
Yeah, he didn't play good.
I mean, he's a good player. I mean,
yeah, he didn't play that good against us. But I'm with you. That's a replacement. But the problem is J-Dub doesn't have the respect outside of the Oklahoma City Thunder organization that Scotty Barnes has. I mean, remember this.
No, I don't.
J-Dub finished second behind Beccaro, far second, but he did finish second, okay, in the Rookie of the Year last year, okay? He still doesn't have the respect outside of the Thunder organization. People like him. He's an up-and-coming player. They go, yeah, he's an up-and-coming quiet guy. That's what they all say about him. Because he is. But he's a 2. He's not a 1. And if the Thunder, like Russell Westbrook is a 2 or a 3. He's not a 1. You tried to make him a 1. I mean, think about this like I said on the show last night. By picking Russell Westbrook, you got rid of KD, you got rid of Ibaka, you got rid of James Harden, you got rid of Sabonis, and you got rid of Reggie Jackson. Those are the ones I can just think of off the top of my head. That's who you got rid of to keep Russell Westbrook. And now you're going to get rid of SGA to keep J-Dub? It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Exactly. It's exactly you got a guy who's not a 1.
I don't want to go.
Listen, he's not a 1. That's my point. That's my only point. He's not a 1. You tried to make Russell a 1. He's not a 1. You went from first, second in the league every year to making the playoffs and being one and done. If you do with the same with SGA, the same thing's going to happen. You're going to go from contending to be 1 and 2 in your division, if not winning in the top 4, to 6, 7, or 8. That's exactly what you're going to do. Exact same thing. He's the exact same guy.
I just, I don't know, man.
What you're doing is you're taking and listening to what the hell the Thunder's saying. That's what you're doing because you are a good person. Listen,
No.
Listen. You're a good person, and you want to see the bright. You want to see the glass half full. You know what I'm saying? That's you. I, on the other hand, am a person who looks at what I see how you play, and I make my judgment. I don't give a shit who you are. Like, I don't like Russell as a person. As a player, he's a fantastic player, but I don't want him on the court the last 2 minutes of the game. And I've always said that. He's not a smart basketball player. He doesn't get it. But
I
the rest of the time, I want him on the court. Okay? And I've always said that. With J-Dub, I like J-Dub, but you can't carry a team. You are a nice offshot of that, but you are not the number one guy. You're not the guy who can go win me games consistently. That's not who he is. He is a very good number 2A or 2B. Chet is 2A or 2B. The difference between them is Chet has recognized who the best player is and said, okay, I'm following him because I want to win. J-Dub has never been on the level that Chet has been on. When you're on the next level playing for the USA and you see that you're around the top players in the nation all the time, you know who the hell can play and who can't. J-Dub hasn't had the experience that Chet has. So Chet said, screw that. Here's the dude. Okay? And when he realized he was having conflict, he reached out and said, no, man, I'm with you. And Chet hasn't been brought up. Chet was being brought up all the time until he made that decision. Now the only person they highlight is J-Dub. Now, they do talk about SGA, but they don't do a 5-minute or 7-minute segment on him. Why the hell am I looking at J-Dub? I don't care about him.
They did last time.
No, they did not. They did a 5-minute segment on J-Dub. Why are we looking at J-Dub?
But they did a 5-minute segment on SGA as well.
No. What they did with SGA, what I'm talking about is who did they put on first?
They put SGA on first. This was the top of the show.
No, I'm talking about, look at Nathan. You my dude.
Are you talking about during the game? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm not talking about during the game. I'm talking about pregame.
The MVP conversation was the very first segment.
My deal with this is that the Thunder and what they talked about SGA and what they talk about J-Dub, why are you bringing J-Dub up at all?
Because it's one of their top players. They got to promote him.
Why is he being promoted? He hadn't played in 2 games. They had him on air the other night. He was on there doing J-Dub, doing
okay.
What's his name? Okay, hold on.
You talking about the post-game interview?
Hold on. He shouldn't even be out there. He didn't play. That's where I have an issue. What the hell are you doing out there? You didn't play? Take your ass back to the locker room.
Hold on. Let's go back a little bit, okay? They've been doing that for like 20 games. And it doesn't matter who gets interviewed. The same 3 or 4 guys.
First of all, I don't watch anything to do with them. First of all.
Well, hold on, you're just admitting that you did because you saw it.
I don't. No, yesterday, because I was at a bar. I was at Rococo's. As soon as the game's over, I turn the TV off. If I'm at home. I don't watch. Okay, well, I could care less. Listen, I could care less what the hell the Thunder do. What they say, you're full of shit. I'm not listening to anything you're saying. I'm out. Okay? I'm out.
Let me go ahead.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because I don't want to hear anything they do. I'm watching. I see exactly what you're doing. I don't need to hear your nonsense. I know exactly what you're doing, Thunder. I don't need to hear your nonsense, Thunder. I see what you're doing. I'm calling you out, and I'm going to continue to call you out. Just like I was right last year. Just like I was right the year before. Just like I was right before that. Just like I was right before that. Every single thing you've done that's been controversial, I have been right. I have been wrong 0 times.
If you're going to gripe about, let me rephrase that. If you're going to complain, I don't know which word you want me to use. If you're going to talk about that one interview, then you need to put it in context because there's about 30 other interviews just like that.
Where he comes up and he hadn't played?
Doesn't matter if he's played or not. It's the same 3 guys every time.
Wow. Okay.
Same 3 or 4 guys every time. Doesn't matter who's getting interviewed.
Okay.
I mean, they could interview
hold on.
Jang.
Hold on. The game before that, was he on? No. What about the games he missed, those other 3 games? No.
Yes, he was.
He came on to do an interview after a game he didn't play.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't interviewing.
I'm talking about, listen,
him.
Nathan, to my exact question. Did he get interviewed or was he on camera for games he didn't play? So there were 6 games. I've only seen one that he was on.
I don't know about those because, like I said, this is just a recent thing that they've been doing in the last 20 to 30
Because they are promoting him.
But it's not just him. It's J. Will.
He didn't play. You're missing my point. He didn't play.
But it doesn't.
Not that he played. I could give a shit.
Difference.
Listen, Nathan, I could give a shit if he played and he was on air. I don't care. He didn't play. So the other 5 games that he listened, the other 5 games.
Of guys, though.
Oh my God.
Like, okay, so next time, I'll go with your argument here. So the next time that they get interviewed, and one of the other guys, if they don't play and they come up, it's the same thing.
I've never seen it.
It's the same group of guys.
I don't watch. I understand what you're saying. I'm talking about. I understand. If he played, yes. You didn't play. What the hell are you doing out there? And I've watched other games.
Oh man,
no, listen. Listen. All I'm telling you is, I've never seen him out there before. That's why I drew. I'm like, what the hell is he doing out there? And I've been at bars to watch Thunder away games. And that's the first time I've seen him out there after a game. I'm like, because my first reaction is, what the fuck are you doing out there? You didn't play.
He's out there every time, regardless of
when he plays. That's what I'm saying. You don't know that because you just said that, and I've never seen it before. I didn't see it the game before that.
I will let you.
You go back. You're the research guy. You go back and you look at him and you tell me, and we'll answer that. Then you answer that question.
I will.
All right.
Because do you remember that? Do you remember that night? Do you remember that night? And I know you've seen this one. Do you remember the night that they were interviewing SGA and J-Dub's behind him and he starts going, MVP.
Oh yes.
And I know you did.
Look, by the way,
yes.
Oh no, this is funny. This is hilarious. Last night, there's me and my friend's wife and a couple other people, and we're sitting there having this discussion, and they showed that interview that you're talking about, and when they walked away, SGA's face, and I said SGA's face, and I said, y'all see his face? And they were like, oh my God. I go, that's how he really feels right there. The camera doesn't lie. No, listen, you didn't watch it, so don't say anything about it. You can't comment because you didn't see it. They all looked at me and said, wow. At the end of the interview, when they walked off, SGA's face said everything because I said, y'all see his face right there? They were like, wow. I go, yeah, that's how he really feels. That right there is how he really feels. The camera doesn't lie. Ever. Ever. The camera don't lie, bro. It never. And I found that out when I was doing my show years and years and years ago. It's scary when you're editing and you're seeing people's faces and seeing who it is. You get to see how people really feel. The camera never lies. You can look at pictures. You can check it out. The camera never lies. Ever. The camera never lies, bro. It's brutal because you can see evil people. You can see people who aren't very good. You can see sweet people. The camera never, ever, 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 ever lies. Ever. It captures who you really are deep down inside. There's no way to hide it. The camera never lies. And when I told them that, they looked at it like, wow. Every single one of them were like, wow. Never noticed that. I go, I understand that. And that's
I need to go back and watch that again because I don't remember what his
Go back and watch,
was.
look at the expression. Soon as he walked off, he walked off, and his whole demeanor and his whole face, everything changed. I was like, wow. And they were like, wow. I said, y'all see that? They're like, yeah. Because I had been telling them about it. And they showed that interview, and I'm laughing. I'm like, y'all see that? They're like, wow. I go, the camera never lies. It just doesn't. It doesn't, bro. It really doesn't. You can go back and look at pictures of you and your wife and kids and whatever, okay? And you can tell when she's happy and when she's not. You can tell when you're happy and you're not. You can tell. Just go back and look at pictures. I tell people all day long, go back and look at pictures. You can tell when someone was happy and when they weren't. You overlook it in the beginning, and then you go back and you look at that picture, you can tell. The camera
I will
never
have to
lies,
do
bro.
that, man.
No, I'm serious. The camera never lies. It never does. It scared the hell out of me when I first did my show Inside High School Sports in the 90s. It was scary. I was like, oh, this person's a bad person. It was bad, bro. It was a scary thing to really see how people really are. The camera never lies, man, ever. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic. Appreciate those guys for keeping us up and running and going. If you have needs for some computers, software, or anything to make your office run smoother or website design, they are the people to holler at. Holler at my guy Russell Willifort over there. And they also do website designs. They did ours at MC Sports Network. .com. They did our website for us. SRB, if you have any need for engineering, surveying, or planning, they love to be behind the scenes to draw up whatever complex you're building or water treatment plant. They do tons of stuff with cities all across the state of Oklahoma. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, my boy Jose is the dude. Greg and Max Nafee, appreciate them for sponsoring and taking care of us like they always do for the MC Sports Network and for the Matt Clark Basketball Academy. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into the main bank and see Nathan and then tell him all the stuff he screws up on. Please do that at the main bank.
Please come in and tell me that you know Matt, that you played, and that he's full of it.
At the main bank downtown Yukon. YB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 and 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, which is in Mustang, great city of Mustang. 218 North.
Hey man,
Mustang.
I might even give people a rate discount if they come in and tell me that.
Oh wow! Hey, you cannot bribe people, bro. You can't bribe
you're right,
people.
The FDIC would kill me for that. So
okay, thank you. The commander. Yes, thank you. You can't be doing that, bro. Cheater.
But I really, really want somebody to come. I played high school ball. I led the Big 12 in scoring, and he's full of
Oh my God! Spare me. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, right?
Hey, just FYI, I will record you, and I will play it backwards.
What's that?
I will record them and I will play it back for you.
Oh my God! No, I'm gonna cut you off. Off Garth Brooks, right in front of the hospital off I-40 and Garth Brooks Boulevard, and then YB Peoples in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur, and then of course Shelter Insurance. The Mark Pemberton Agency, located 4609 Southeast 29th in Dale City, Oklahoma, 670-2424. They open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Fridays, 9 to 1, closed Saturdays and Sundays, proudly serving the Middale area since 1982. Now, here are the standings, Nathan, which, it's, I don't really know how to even really say this, but the Clippers, the Thunder, and the T-Wolves are all sitting there, and the Nuggets. We're all tied for first place. The Clippers have won 4 in a row.
Well, yes, but the Clippers have one less loss than the
That's why. They have one less win. They have one less win and one less loss. That's the only reason why. But anyway, they've won 4 in a row. The Nuggets have won 2. And the Clippers are 31-8 since going 0-5. With James Harden.
Dude, I want to go ahead. I know we disagreed on this the other day, but I think the Clippers are the best team in the West, man. I mean, I think, even in the playoffs, maybe Denver.
My deal with the Clippers is they're the Clippers.
I know, but I'm telling you, man, this is a different Clippers team than we've seen before.
Yeah, but James Harden is James Harden. Paul George is Paul George, and Russell Westbrook is Russell Westbrook.
Well, and here's the thing, though, too, Matt. When you're talking about the T-Wolves and the Thunder, they might be those guys too. We just don't know yet.
Well, no. What the deal with the Thunder, like I said last year, I wanted the Thunder to make the playoffs. The Thunder wanted to get into the lottery. Okay? They did their best to get in there, and they were one game short of being the 8th overall, getting the 8th overall pick, or being 8th seed. They were one game away. So when I look at what the Thunder are trying to do, look at San Antonio. They've tanked 3 times. They got David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and Wembanyama. It's crazy. They've tanked 3 times.
Excellent luck.
That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
it
crazy.
really is. It
Unheard
really
of.
is. The Thunder have had to try to tank twice and haven't gotten anything. Well, we did get Chet, number 2. But the year before that, remember, we tried to tank, didn't do it, but we ended up getting Chet. Remember, 2 years ago, we tried to tank and we won the
Yeah, we
last
tried.
5
Well,
games or
he was
whatever.
going.
We weren't playing anybody.
You know what?
We were playing guys off the street and still won. Remember?
You know what would have been interesting, Matt, is if we would have got up to number 3 that year and got Mobley, and then we got number 2 the year before. I wonder if he still would have taken Chet. I mean, I think the answer is yes, but
yes, I think they were taking Chet all the way.
But I mean, Evan Mobley and Chet. I mean, that'd have been a good front.
Yeah, because Mobley's a 5 and Chet's a 4. Chet is not a 5. He's just not. He's not a 5.
No, we know he's not. He's not.
He's a 4. He's a 4. So anyway, when you look at these deals, and so I was sitting there looking at it. Right now, we would play either the Pelicans, the Mavs, or the Lakers, or the Jazz. Well, not Jazz. I think we'd play. What?
Wouldn't we want to play the Mavs for sure?
Yes, of that group, we want to play the Mavs. Because if the Clippers had to play the Lakers in the first round, because to me, whoever plays the Lakers in the first round, I think the Lakers would beat the Clippers in the first round.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, boy, I don't know,
but
man.
not in the second round.
Know.
Well, listen, not in the second round. But in the first round, yes.
Because they'd be tired.
The second round and the third round, that's why the Lakers ran out of gas in the finals. They just, because they were playing 8 guys, 9 guys, they just ran like LeBron at 31, 33 maybe. At 37, yeah, he can't do that. He just can't. It's not in him.
I can't remember. Did the Lakers play in the second round last year? Did they play the Kings?
They played the Warriors, I think.
Was the Warriors? Okay.
Because remember the Warriors. Remember the Warriors beat the Kings. Remember?
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah,
because
they're going to wear them out because they go up and down the floor so much.
Yeah, because remember De'Aaron Fox broke his finger or messed up his finger in that game 6 or whatever it was. If he wasn't hurt, they would have beat them. So anyway, that's when I look at this deal. Now the scores last night: the Rockets lost to the Pacers by 3 in Indianapolis. The Knicks beat the Grizzlies. The poor Grizzlies. God dang. Whew. I feel sorry for them. I really do, man. God dang, it's bad. The Heat spanked the Magic. Of course, that trade that they got is going to start paying off with Terry Rozier. And the Mavericks beat the Nets. Timberwolves lost to the Bulls in overtime, and that's a game I was shocked. I figured they'd beat the Bulls. You know, I didn't expect.
I saw that, and I was
Chicago.
Like, oh man, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that one coming at all. Now the Jazz, that's a possibility of that happening, and then the Suns took care of the Bucks. The Bucks, since they got rid of their coach, Doc Rivers is 1-3,
1-4,
1-4, something like that.
I think it's 1-4. Yeah, 1-4.
Yep. And then of course,
that's why I say, man, be careful what you wish for, because you might just because you have a coach that you don't think works out well.
No. My deal is this: I didn't want Doc Rivers anyway. I think that was a bad move by them.
That was horrible.
I didn't want Doc Rivers anyway. I didn't get that. That was on them though. So the games today, we have the Raptors against the Hornets, the Cavs at the Wizards, the Hawks and the Celtics. How about Trey the other night going off? Then the Warriors and the Sixers. The Sixers. But they're missing Joel Embiid for 4 weeks. He'll be back. What did they say for their run at the end?
Yeah, maybe for the playoffs.
Right before the playoffs.
But hey, there was something out there today about them trading for Klay Thompson. What do you think about that?
Well, they got to have some help. And Tobias Harris they need some help.
Tobias Harris he's played well this year, though.
Yeah, to me, it's Klay needs I agree, but they need somebody else. And to me, Klay, I think that whole thing with them, he needs to do what Russell did. Like, he didn't play the last 7 minutes of the game the other night. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw that.
He didn't play the last 7 minutes. So I think that it's time for him to. He needs to go. Like we were talking about the other night, him being with the Thunder. I don't want him. I mean, who am I going to give up?
I'll tell you what, though, man. After last night, we've been talking about marketing forever, and I was kind of on the fence. I was like, yeah, dude, I want him.
Dude, my deal with him, though.
That guy is so good.
But, Nathan, this is like I said about marketing. This is my problem. I said this at the beginning of the show. That's a rental for 2 years.
Here's the thing with that though. Don't you if you go all out on marketing, you win a somehow luck out and win a title next year. Isn't it worth it?
Yes. Anytime you can win a title,
Absolutely
yes.
worth it.
It's like, do you think
Yes.
the ownership for the Warriors are upset that he had to spend $350 or $400 million in luxury tax fees and they won a championship? Do you think he cares?
No.
He doesn't give a shit.
He don't care.
He don't give a shit. Okay, I paid $400 million and I got an NBA ring. Okay, I'm good with that.
So to me, if you give up, I mean, everybody other than
but they want
obviously,
Kaysen.
but if you give up whatever, well, give him something else, man. Give him Giddy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. I give them whatever they want.
I'm not giving him Kaysen.
Obviously outside.
I'm not giving him Kaysen.
No. I said obviously outside of Kaysen and the big three.
Now I'd give him Dort. I'd give him Bertans. I'd give them their draft pick that they wanted, that they had last year, or they want this year, and I'd give them 3 first rounds. So I'd give them 3 first round picks plus Bertans and who did I just say? And Jang.
And Jang and Dort and Trey Mann and whoever else.
I'm not giving up Kaysen. I'll give you the picks. I'll give you 3 first round picks and Dort and Bertans.
What about this? Would you give him Kenrich if they wanted Kenrich?
Yes.
Same here.
The problem is I got Keontae in the wings, so I'm okay with that.
I would, outside of our big three and Wiggins and Kaysen, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. Anybody outside of that, I'm good with.
I'm not giving up. Josh, SGA, J-Dub, Chet, Kaysen, Wiggins.
Yeah, me and you only differ on Josh. That's the only one me and you differ.
We got to get somebody. We got to throw the ball. It cost us last night not have him in the game and throw the ball in. I've said that before, have I not? It proved my point. You have to have him throwing the ball in.
Yeah.
Because you're using SGA as a decoy any damn way. You're not going to give him the ball. So you're using him as a decoy.
So if they said Josh or no deal, you're not giving up Josh for marketing.
Yes, I'd give up Josh for marketing if I absolutely had to. But he would be okay. The 3 that there's not even up for discussion are the top 3. They aren't even up for discussion. SGA, J-Dub, and Chet. That's not up for discussion.
Yeah.
And Kaysen.
Absolutely.
And Kaysen.
Agree, 100%.
And Kaysen. Those 4 aren't up for discussion.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody else I think about, but Josh is my other guy that I'm putting in there. And then Wiggins, I don't want to give up Wiggins. But if I had to, I would.
Wiggins is so
but
good,
I don't want to give him up. But if I had to, I would. So
who, if they said Wiggins or Josh, which one are you doing?
Wiggins.
Doing Wiggins?
Well, because last night was a perfect example. And it's less than a minute. You got to get the ball in, and you throw the ball away.
Here's my thing with Wiggins.
And my problem
makes me really like, other than. Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say my thing with Wiggins, and I, maybe it's just something I'm seeing because I like him so much, but I just think it seems like to me when all the other players on the team are struggling, like when they're not hitting threes, he comes in and he starts hitting them, and he gets them back on track.
Yes.
It just seems like he's got that spark plug that gets the team back on track.
He only had one bad shot that he took last time. He pump faked, and then he shot it again.
Yeah, that air ball.
And I'm like, you're not in rhythm. You're not in rhythm. You shoot. Right. He's a rhythm shooter, and by rhythm, people, what I mean about a rhythm shooter, people, for those of you who don't understand what I'm saying, when you catch it and you go up and you're in rhythm, so it's a catch and one smooth stroke. It's one smooth motion. That's rhythm. Okay. He went to pump fake, and then he sidestepped, and he looked. Then he tried to do, well, you're out of rhythm. Take another dribble, a sidestep, which is what I call it in my training sessions, where you pump fake, and you take one dribble to the side, it's called a sidestep, and then now you're back in rhythm. You see what I'm saying? You're taking a dribble, now you're in a solid motion. You're catching and up and following through. So he did not do that. He missed the shot bad. He's a rhythm shooter. Right. He's a rhythm shooter. And then Kendrick's last night's stats were terrible. I mean, let's see if I can pull these up. The stats last night for our team were just. Here we go. Here we go. Wiggins 3 for 5, 2 for 3 from 3, which are the ones we're talking about. 17 minutes, 9 points. Casey Wallace, 1 for 2, 3 points in 16 minutes. Michik, 11 minutes, 0 points. He's got to shoot the damn basketball. They know what he's going to. He's going to drive and pass every time. Shoot the damn ball. You're at the lane. They know what he's going to do now. They've already got. That's how Josh was his rookie year. Everybody knew Josh drive by the end of the year. Josh is driving to the basket. He's going to pass. So he started having turnovers. Dude, shoot the ball. Shoot the ball. And then Kendrick's 13 minutes, 0 for 4, 0 for 2. He played terrible. He played terrible.
Yes, he did.
And he had a plus minus. He had a plus 1. And then Jang had a plus 9.
Right there.
And then Jang had a plus 9, 3 for 3, 2 for 2, 8 points. And it's so funny when he put him in the third quarter, and he was in there for how long? A minute and a half.
A minute. Yeah, but man, you remember that lineup he had in there though?
Yes,
that was horrible.
Horrible lineup.
I mean, he had He had SGA, Jang, J. Will, Dort, and who was the fifth? It was somebody that couldn't. Kenrich. It was Kenrich.
K-Rich. Yeah.
That was a horrible lineup.
It was SGA, J. Will, Kendrick, Josh, and Dort, and they took Jang out, and put him in for Josh. That's what they had.
That was awful lineup.
It was awful lineup.
They could score to save their life.
We were up 92-84 with 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go when he put him in the game. And we ended up being up 92. We were down 92. They went on a 12-0 run. Mm-hmm. We had five bad possessions, and it happened in a minute and a half, and he snatched him right out. It was like, why the hell you got him in the game anyway? And then when you look at SGA, SGA played 36 minutes, J-Dub 35. It's pathetic, dude. Sorry, that's pathetic. It's pathetic. And guess how many free throws SGA shot? It's 5. I think he shot. He shot 12 free throws in the last 2 games total.
Am I wrong when I say I think the league's starting to figure this out?
No, the referees aren't making calls. That's the difference.
You can see over the last 10 plus games of how the defense is starting to get played against us. I mean, it's basically a zone with 2 guys trapping SGA every time.
What they're doing is they're making everybody else play. What happened was Toronto. What they did is they forced us to shoot threes. They packed the lane. They're like, okay, we're not going to play a zone, but we're going to pack the lane to where you're going to have to be able to make perimeter shots. Now remember, their coach used to be our assistant coach. You knew that, right?
Rakovic.
Yes, he used to be our assistant coach. Okay, so he knows what the Thunder do. So he doesn't really count. Okay, because he knows our team. So he doesn't really count to me, if that makes sense. Okay? But everybody else is like, dude, they know exactly what we're doing. And you see in Utah last night, when SGA goes to deal, he got hit on top of the head, no call. I mean, I'm like, they're not. You have a certain. There's about 2 or 3 groups of referees who aren't going to give him calls. Probably 3 groups of referees. They're not going to send him to the line. They're just not. Because players are griping about, oh, he's getting to the line and da-da-da. Well, you're fouling his ass. That's why he's getting to the line. You know?
Yeah, tell Anthony Edwards that.
What I'm saying is, and they've won what? They've won 1 out of 2 games since then? He ain't getting no calls now. Don't call referees out like that. So it's just kind of frustrating to me. If SGA doesn't go to the line, the Thunder are in trouble. He's got to be able to go to the line and score.
Yes, they are.
And that's what I'm saying is,
yes, they are.
You know, and like at the end of the game, to me, as this coach, look, put the ball in SGA's hands and let him decide what's going to happen. But instead, he's trying to put it in Jay, because this is like I said before, and I'm saying this ad nauseum. He is on purpose putting the ball in J-Dub's hands, because he knows that SGA, if it didn't go well, SGA can bring us out. Because at the end of the game, what did he do? Then he puts the ball in SGA's hands. But when the game was kind of close, you waited until we got behind to put the ball in his hands. Well, when the game is right there in the balance, that's when you put it in his hands. And then if he needs to make a play and make J-Dub catch and shoot, he's really good at catching and shooting at the 3. Is he not? He's a very good shoot 3-point shooter. Chet is too.
Made some big ones last night too.
Yeah, Chet is too. But when they're trying to make a play and shoot a 3, they're not very good at that.
No, agreed.
So instead of putting the ball in that
now,
SGA bring
J-Dub's getting better at that because he's getting that step back game and he's doing pretty well there. But then he's more of a mid range, like that left side of the lane mid range.
But what
guy.
I'm saying is, at the end of the game, he's going to go left and pull up a mid range from about 8 feet to get his bucket out, fading away. That's his go-to shot. Okay. Well, the problem is if he's your number one guy and they know that, they're going to take that away from him.
Oh yeah, that doesn't work without SGA on the floor.
Right.
Does not work.
That's why I'm saying with the Thunder, we need a coach that goes, okay, here's the hierarchy. Is SGA, Chet, and J-Dub, you're right here. SGA, Chet, and J-Dub. Then everybody else, fill in. And we can win. We're going to put the ball in his hands every time, and the SGA usually makes the right decision, does he not, when he's driving? If he doesn't get his shot off, he usually always sets somebody up.
I agree 100% with that strategy.
And I'm just saying, I don't get that. But what they're trying to do is that I'm telling you, is they're wanting to give J-Dub and Chet max contracts next year. They're trying to make J-Dub the number one guy. The narrative will be SGA didn't want to play with these young guys. And they're going to trade him and get more picks so he can have picks. And to me, it's like keep all three. Give me a coach that knows what the hell he's doing and knows how to coach. Because remember, in the Athletic, they said that last year. The question is, can Dagnall coach superstars? That was the question.
I think the answer to that is no.
The answer is no.
I mean,
he is a builder of talent.
Me and you don't differ on that opinion. Me and you differ on what the organization's going to do.
Right. We 100% we do. And my deal is this. You picked Russell Westbrook over Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant said, screw you. Correct?
Correct.
And now you're picking J-Dub over SGA. And when you lost, you
again,
picked,
that's the only port that me and you disagree with.
Like I tell people, they chose Westbrook over Harden first. They chose Westbrook over Scott Brooks, the coach. They chose Westbrook over Ibaka. They chose Westbrook over Reggie Jackson. They chose Westbrook over Sabonis. And they went from being 1 or 2 or 3 in the league to one and done, barely making the playoffs. That's what they did. And like I tell everybody, here's the difference. In the playoffs, you have 8 to 10 less possessions a game. Okay? So by having 8 to 10 less possessions, you can't afford to give away any possessions. And Russell would cost us possessions at the end of every game, always. And I have said this from the beginning. I want Russell Westbrook for 46 minutes or 45 minutes. I don't want him for the last 3 minutes because he will give away 2 possessions minimum in a game. Minimum he will give away because he plays with passion, not with brains. You're
not going to get a disagreement out of that, man.
No. But see, this is the deal, though. When I was saying this in the beginning, I got beat up by Oklahoma City people. Oh, man, you just a hater. He's this, he's that, blah, 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 blah. And then afterwards, they were like, oh, you was right. I go, oh, was I? Huh. I'll take your apology. Buy me a shot. I do Don Julio 42, by the way. That's my shot. Go buy my shot over there. That's what I tell them. Go buy my shot over there. And I'm saying you right now, I understand the game. I see it differently than people. That's why I love sitting up there with the commander and I. We sit up in club level. And, of course, his wife, Kimberly, she loved to sit on the floor. But, you down there, you can't see the damn game. It's great that they're there and you can watch. You know what I'm saying? That's beautiful to, but you can't see the whole.
I noticed you said one thing. His wife, Kimberly.
Yes. What about it?
Oh, I didn't know that till this morning.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that till this morning.
Yeah. Wife, Kimberly. Great wedding, by the way, and the reception was a good time. Except I struggled on Sunday.
Didn't know about that either.
I was sick.
You're in the inner circle. I'm not.
Well, we were roommates in college.
Well, I know you. I know.
So,
there's history there. There's no reason for you to be there. There's no reason for me to be there.
There's a little difference.
It's a lot different.
There's difference. There's a difference. That's my boy. It's my dude, man. We'll do anything for each other. So, anything else you want to talk about? Oh, by the way,
one thing I wanted to point out, and obviously I'm going to go ahead and preface this with saying this is not my story, nor did I report this. I just heard this and I thought it was really cool. No, you're going to like this. You're going to like this. It was really cool, man. Heard a story on the Animal the other day. This was to commemorate Toby Keith.
Oh, by the
And
way, rest in peace, big fella. Nice guy.
Absolutely, man. I didn't know the guy, but I mean, from what I heard, amazing dude.
Great guy.
Amazing
Great
dude.
guy. How about Nathan?
Nathan,
How about this real quick?
Yeah.
How about him sick and did his last concert and did a great job in Vegas? How about that?
Dude, yeah, no, I mean,
That was what, 2 months ago?
I mean, just
Was that like 2-3
yes,
months ago?
something like that.
Knowing that he knew he was going to die, and he gave a great last concert. That was fantastic. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're getting it. I just on the Animal. I was listening to Sam. I think it was Sam Humphries yesterday, and he was giving this interview. It's back at when I think it was during the Masters or something, and it was one of the golfers that he was good friends with, and it was also friends with I think Sam or not Sam, but Craig Humphries, and they were all playing around at Augusta, and it was Toby and Craig, and then their golfer friend, and then like the CEO of AT&T, right?
Well, that's the only way they got on.
So,
that's the only way they got on.
AT&T.
That's the only way they got on.
What?
That's the only way they got on. Because the Masters, they don't give a shit who you are. If you ain't a member, you ain't getting on. They don't care. But go ahead. They don't.
Right. So they're playing this round. They're talking to this guy and they say, "Hey, where are you from?" "Oh, I probably don't. You guys probably don't know where I'm from. I'm from a little town called Moore, Oklahoma. And probably the most famous guy to come out of there. But." And this is the AT&T guy saying this. And Toby looks at him and goes, well, my name's on the water tower. So I just thought that was hilarious, man.
My name is on the water tower. So you were from Moore, huh? Okay, my name is on the water tower.
Right.
That's hilarious.
Just thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, but the Masters, they are funny. They don't matter who you are. They don't want you in, they don't want you in. That's just
right.
I thought that was funny. The Masters is the Masters. They are the Masters. So, Super Bowl. Chiefs +2, over under 47.5. Who you like?
My philosophy, man. I'd never bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's +2 now. It's dropping.
I'm taking the Chiefs in the points, man.
Yeah,
I did that right. Did I say that right?
Yes. Do you know that he is 9-3 as an underdog?
Oh man, no, I didn't. That's a good stat right there.
And he's only lost.
Oh man,
this is crazy. He's lost 3 playoff games.
And 2 of them were against Brady, right?
2 of them was against Brady, and 1 is against Joe Burrow. But the first one he lost against Brady, remember, he didn't get the ball back. And you know what's so funny is?
Oh, that's right.
This is so funny is the Chiefs. Where everybody forgets, they went down to school. Well, actually, Brady threw a pick, and they called offsides on D Ford. They go down and score, and it's like 40 seconds left. Mahomes drives them down the field to kick a field goal to send it in OT. Brady gets the deal, scores, game over. So the Chiefs lobby to have to where they would get, each team gets the ball. Okay. The Buffalo Bills voted against it. And then 2 years later, they're in the exact same situation where Josh doesn't get the ball. They lose, and then they lobby for it. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Isn't that funny? The Chiefs go. So the Chiefs were like, "Yeah, we're for it." We're like, "Yeah, well, we don't care. Yeah, we asked for that. Y'all said y'all weren't interested. Then Buffalo loses, and then Josh Allen loses. Oh, it was the greatest game ever. Well, the Chiefs game in overtime in the AFC Championship game was a pretty good game. Mahomes didn't get the ball. Chiefs did. They were like, "Hey, we need to change the rules." No, we're not changing the rules. And then as soon as it happened, they do. I think that was the funniest thing ever. But anyway, and then in the Super Bowl, Tyreek Hill catch the ball. Remember he dropped that touchdown pass on the opening deal to make it 7-7?
Yes.
Remember? He dropped 2 touchdown passes that game. He dropped 2 touchdown passes. Now, the difficulty of that first one, he was way up in the air to go get it, but you still got to hold on to the ball. So, and Mahomes had the toe. Remember, he got it operated on 2 days later, the big toe. So, he was hurt. But so since then, they lost. That's what I'm saying. He lost him in the championship game, and then he lost him in the Super Bowl. The second time he was hurt, first time he never got the ball back. But when you look at the numbers, he killed him. So I just think he's on a mission to to because this will be his third, and if he's gonna catch Brady, he's got to get this one. Because now
Well, they
he's on.
really want to go back to back too.
Yeah, and he
They
wants to go
really
back.
want to
Right,
go back to back.
really wants to go back to back. And then the next step for the Chiefs is to sign Chris Jones. And to me, like I said about Chris Jones, if you're going after the money, $5 to $10 million that you're losing right now compared to what you're going to make staying with the Chiefs and taking a little less money, which is what I know is his last contract. That's why he wants the maximum amount of dollars he can get. I get that. But you're going to be 34 years old in a city who's going to be forever grateful and thankful to you. How much money are you going to make over the next 40 years? And if you don't, you're going to be just like Gonzalez. He can't come back. They don't. Tony Gonzalez. They don't. He can't get anything done in Kansas City. You left. People are like, you left, bro. Bye. You know, you ain't you. Yeah, you were great, but you left. If you stay, that's why Mahomes. He ain't going nowhere. I believe when he's done, he's going to retire.
Yep.
Because the only thing he's going to have every significant record except one. And that will be Super Bowls. That's his toughest record to get. But yards, touchdowns.
He might get there, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
There.
I'm saying that's the only one he's going to have, to me, that's daunting. He's going to have yards. He's way ahead of yards. He's way ahead of touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? He's way ahead of a bunch of stuff. So
he's the first quarterback in NFL history to have 5 Super Bowls before the age of 40 or 30.
4.
Is that right? Or is it 4?
This is 4.
That's right, 4.
Yeah. This is 4th. Yeah. Because the other ones went to 3, and let's face it, the first 3 Brady won, he was nothing but hand the ball off, don't screw up. He didn't play.
He was Brock Purdy.
Don't mess up. He didn't do anything except that defense was ridiculous, and San Francisco's defense is not New England's defense, and Wilkes is not Belichick. And I believe they would have had another one had Belichick played what's his name? Because he got mad at him. Like, what are you doing? But he is who he is, and he believes who he is.
Who are you talking about?
When they lost the Super Bowl.
Talking about Jimmy.
When he didn't play, what's his name? His tight end is cornerback.
The defensive player.
Yeah, the cornerback.
Yeah, was it not Malcolm Butler? It was what was that?
I think it was Malcolm Butler.
Stephon Gilmore?
No, it was Malcolm Butler.
Was it Gilmore or Butler?
I think it was Butler.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Didn't play him because he's mad at him about something, whatever. But you know what? The one I got to stick up from on the other side of that is the rules are the rules. If you know the rules and you break them, that's on you. You know the rules. Okay? You know the rules.
Yeah,
and he's like, if you're going to, the biggest game that we can have, the biggest game of the year, you're not gonna follow the rules, you ain't playing.
Right.
Which makes no sense to me. So, anyway, brother, thanks for everything. Then, what did the Thunder play win again tomorrow? No, what do we play?
Saturday, man. Saturday.
Oh yeah. By the way, let's do this real quick because I want to think where you're at.
Trade deadline?
No, trade
deadline's
tomorrow. Yeah, but they're not going to do anything. Thunder ain't doing
anything. They are. They're just not going to do anything significant. They're going to trade away. I'm going to go ahead and call. They're going to trade away Poku. They're going to trade away Bertans. And I think that they are going to probably they'll probably do what they did last year. And they might get a decent guy back. Because last year, I think, we got getting what was his name? The guy that's in Golden State now. Sarge. Getting Sarge was that was a good pickup for us.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
So I think we get somebody like that, maybe a couple second-round picks.
We gotta have a big no matter what we do. Anything less than that, we're 29th.
Well,
we're 29th in offensive rebounds. We're 29th in offensive rebounds. I understand that, but we're 29th in offensive rebounds, giving up and getting.
Yeah, we got to have something, But Sarge would help us with that. I mean, he's a decent rebounder.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying him. I'm saying somebody like him.
I agree. You have 3 games left. We have at the Mavs on Saturday, the Kings at home on Sunday, and then at the Magic on Tuesday. The next 3 games.
If you don't mess around, you can go 1-2 in those.
Easily. I said it on that.
Mess around.
And then we have the Clippers coming out of that. So our next 5 games, we could easily go 2-2 or 1-3. The next 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Really easily. Hopefully it doesn't work like that, but it's possible. All right, brother. That's my guy Nathan Taylor of YMB. Thanks, brother. And I got to call you about. I need you to check something out for me. So I found another car that
Okay.
I found a car that I need because I got to put mine in the shop. Well, no, because I got to call the
Come
commander.
on.
No. No, because I got to put my car in the shop, and so I'm getting. Remember, we're gonna
Well,
be.
just don't bring me like some Lamborghini
No,
or
I'm
some
not gonna.
crazy
No,
thing that you want to buy.
it's not that. So I'll call you here in a little bit.
Okay.
Anyway,
All
that's
right.
my guy Nathan Taylor,
All
YMB.
right.
Appreciate you, bro. Glad you're feeling better. And everybody else have a